was found. Darcy always made sure there was an Indigenous member on every dig, for there was always much they knew that was advantage to her team. Despite the isolation, Darcy had never been able to pinpoint the words to describe the greatness that was country life. She just knew it as a feeling, sitting deep and powerful in her heart, and singing in the blood that flowed through her veins. And this particular landscape drew her even more because of the treasures it held just below the topsoil. Okay, sometimes it took a little digging deeper, but scratching in dirt for that next fossil find was in her top 3 of life's pleasures, along with having sex. Not that she'd experienced that one in a while. And an ice-cold beer on a stinking hot day. Her purpose this visit was on a mission for the museum to identify and assess a new fossil discovery on an Outback sheep station, Matilda Downs. Then to manage and supervise the volunteer field team, along with the supply trailer of digging equipment already organised to come out in convoy to the dig site tomorrow. With all legalities and the holder permit organised, the search could begin straight away. Always an exciting time. Apparently, the station owner's son had been out mustering sheep and, being an Outback boy who knew every rock on the station, figured some looked different, brought them back to the homestead, took photos, and emailed them off to the museum, which is where she came in. In recent years, the institution had named 3 new Australian dinosaurs, the first for 75 years. With its rich dinosaur heritage, Queensland boasted the most comprehensive fossil history in Australia. The museum's collection alone numbered millions of species, including the country's oldest dinosaur skeleton. From the images the boy had sent, it was difficult to accurately identify the find, but initial guesses centered on it being a potentially significant section of a dinosaur skeleton. Every new discovery was great news for Australian paleontology, because each one provided more information on where it sat on the growing sauropod family tree and its geographical context. Less than an hour later, bum sore and weary, Darcy pulled over onto the roadside to exercise her long, jeans-clad legs, shake her long, dark hair free from the helmet, to cool her neck while she swigged from the water bottle in her pack. "Damn, what's not to love about a country view?" she muttered, eyes narrowed to a squint, despite sunglasses, against the day's high glare. She breathed deep a few times, did a 360, and swiped water from her mouth with the back of her hand. Recapping the lid, she stowed the bottle, clipped on her helmet, then fired her bike into life and took it easy for the run into Winton. She had pitched her tent in Carnarvon Gorge last night, in a picturesque, semi-secluded camp under a canopy of gums. After a refreshing night's sleep, she had woken to sunlight streaming over the tops of the white sandstone cliffs towering above the steep gorge. Lunch in Longreach seemed forever ago, so she was hanging out for a late arvo beer in a pub. Fortunately, Winton had 4 of them. She would leave it for another day to visit the huge Australian Age of Dinosaur museum complex, half an hour southeast of town, to drool over the largest collection of Australian dinosaur bones in the world. Darcy had already been in touch and liaised to organise the field team, but, for now, she only planned on stopping long enough in Winton for a cold one, because she wanted to make the station and pitch camp by dark. After a few years of working mainly in museums and only occasionally daring to venture back onto any new winter dig site, wary to participate and leave herself open to judgment again, feeling the uncomfortable need to look over her shoulder, Darcy decided this time to accept responsibility for the Matilda Downs dig when it was offered and plough ahead, embracing the opportunity and new discoveries. Always a high. She released a long sigh of pleasure. It was great to be in the Outback again. As she cruised into Winton,